Hi, my name is Joshua. I'm from Blue Phoenix Creative. I was on your website. Actually, I was actually out on Google and I saw your website. You're in the top of the three pack, which is really really good. And so I went to your website and I really think that there's some good things that you can do to help your website. And I'm not really selling you anything per se, but I do want to kind of go over this, and I think it'll be useful for you whether you use my services or not. So anyway, so I'm going to start this. So I'm also going to refer to another website, and I'm going to go there first because I feel like they did a really good job of with their website, and not just from a visual standpoint, which is important, but also from a marketing communication standpoint. So I want to kind of outline both, and I'll start with the visual on this, what they call a hero image, which is the top of your page. When somebody comes to your website, right, they have you have like 3 seconds to a max of like 7 seconds to capture their attention. Um, and just from your perspective, would this capture your attention more or would this capture your attention more? Is kind of the question you really need to ask yourself. And this is why the importance of these changes. I'm not saying that to, um, be mean, but it's like it is marketing, and this is kind of what I do. So anyway, so the background here is this really stellar image of a kitchen install, and you have the glass um, cabinetry with the contrasting darker backsplash, and the marble countertops and all that. And so like visually, when somebody comes on here, they're instantly captured, right? You have that 3 seconds, now you've extended it, because they instantly see that and they're looking around, and they see that and they're taking a couple seconds to check this out. And what they've done also is there's a thing called eye path, and it's more focused on like where the user's eyes go. This is a graphic design, visual design, so web design also type of thing. So first thing is the image. The second thing, because they put this white background here in this triangle, and because it's not a square, it's kind of diagonal and different. The eye tends to go here, so it's kind of interesting because they see what we're capable of, what they're capable of, our RWC. So it's kind of like, hey, this is what we're capable of, and then this is who we are, and that's really important. Like to have a good sense of, oh wow, this is really good, their work is really good, and then this is who they are. And so that's the first two things. They've just branded them in the first 3 or 4 seconds on their website, probably less. And then from there, the user's eye will probably come down here to discover an easier path to remarkable results. Remarkable results is emphasized, but it's not defined, which is the interesting thing. And that's because this is an open-ended statement. The user who's coming on the website, they know what they need, right? And so they can just plug that in, discover an easier path to remarkable results in your bathroom makeover, something like that. And because they're plugging in their project and envisioning their project, because they want the remarkable results with their project, right? And so they're instantly, you'll notice that this is not a lot of, we do this, that, hey, look at us. It's a lot more like, hey, this is your vision. Let's do this thing, okay? And so that communicates a whole lot better because it's a whole lot more personable. And what I see a lot of companies do is they will in the one-to-one sales situation, like this is how they talk. What do you want? And it's all about the customer. But when it comes to their website, for some reason, it's, hey, we do this, we do that, we do the other. It's us instead of them. And so yes, you need to talk about yourself. And they put down here kitchens, bathroom additions, interior, exteriors, but it's very minimal. It's like, this is what we do, but let's focus on what you're looking for. Like, who are you? And how, like, you can't really ask them how can we help you, but you can help them paint that vision. Like, they know what the help they want, right? And so you're helping to paint that vision. So we'll see more of that as we go down. And concerning the eye path, they would probably look here, maybe down here, or then up here, and then over, and then down to the blue. But then it goes into these. I'm going to come back to these in a minute. But I want to continue with the communication piece. So, instead of pitching like this is what we do, this is what we do, you want to position yourself as the partner, as the trusted advisor, guiding the client to their destination. And this statement here does a really good job of that. It says, discover a partner that you can trust. And then they tie it back to the customer's end result, to bring your vision to life, right? And so they're positioning themselves as the partner in this statement, which gets reinforced in this paragraph. So we'll look at that too. We understand that choosing the right home professional to build your dream space can be a daunting task. So they're automatically saying, we understand this can be daunting. Many people who reach out to us are, first-time homeowners. They're not saying that, but that's their yeah, without saying or assuming they're like that they're a first time home buyer or whatever. They're just saying that we know this can be a daunting task. So they're confirming that or affirming that fear and that trepidation, and then they're saying that that they understand that. So that helps to, again, like, make people feel comfortable, right? And you need the knowledge to make the best decisions for your home. I think most people know that, but but they're kind of reemphasizing that the knowledge is important, but they also need to feel secure with the partnership with their contractor. And if you notice, they use the word partnership, which reinforces this concept of becoming their partner, right? So then it goes on. It says RWC will help you navigate every step of the process, which helps to So this kind of says we know there's a daunting feeling to reaching out to somebody and getting this stuff done, and you don't know what to expect or the questions to ask and all that. But RWC will help you navigate every step of the process. So they're helping to alleviate that sense of dread. To build a space that reflects who you are, and again, they tie that back into the the end result for the client. So it's all about them. Okay, and then you kind of see more of that down here. You can check out their website. I'm not going to get too much into this. And then there is the testimonial piece, which helps for social proof. And then another thing is, like, a lot of times with companies, when they, and this is not just construction, but a lot of different companies, when somebody comes on their website, they have two options. They can call them, fill out a form, or they can leave. Like, in terms of action, or next steps, like that's all there is. But they realize that a lot of people are just going to be looking for inspiration, right? So they have an option for that. Get inspired with RWC, and that's why they placed it right underneath here, because a lot of times you'll see calls that downloads and stuff closer to the bottom of the page. But with this, and I do think it's a good idea to put it here, they get inspired with RWC because they know that people are looking for that inspiration. And so the earlier, or the more top of the page that is, the more likely they're going to see that. So if there is that segment of customers who are just looking around and getting ideas, this appeals to them, right? And so now they can download that, and then they get their email. Now, if they're advertising, they get to get an extra email for their advertising dollars that would have just left, because they're not ready to reach out. So that's really good. And then they are, rwcremodeling.com, like they're in the business of doing remodels, so they also put a case study here for that specific piece. And when it comes to what you do, you can do case studies. Like, let's say you were sending ads to to like a single family landing page or something, or the multi-unit page. You can like add case studies and stuff for each service that you offer. So yeah, so I think, like, this is kind of a good overview of what I would do in terms of with your website specifically. I would say it's best to use this might be fine for have all this information for like on your business card, right? Or even on your truck door or that type of thing. But on your website, I would recommend just the logo piece itself, maybe with build and design under it or something, but I wouldn't put like everything there. I would put your phone number at the top, but you want that phone number hyperlinked so that people can click it. I don't know if yeah, so even this one is not hyperlinked, so I can't click that. And I have open phone on my computer, so I could click that and get it. It would call you directly right from my headset. So, and then on a mobile device, obviously, it's even more important to have that. So, the other thing is, with this, it shows the joists, in the in the image, but I would focus more on the end result, and I think that's again what you see here is you see the end result because you get that wow factor, and you want that, like, this is our work, and wow, so that part's important. And then it's really hard to see the text, which is also not that's a design thing I would definitely recommend fixing. Um, and then this takes up a lot of vertical real estate, and there's really only a small amount being communicated here, right? So again, I would go with a full picture, put just the logo, maybe a white version of the logo here, and then change this so that it's more visible, and then I would go with that, because the header could even be transparent, but or you could have a background color to it and then have the image below it, um, but I would definitely use an image that's in result and painting the picture and painting that vision, so they are more focused on the end result rather than and they instantly see that you can do that, so your work should be like very prominent on the top of the page. um, and then again, like, you have a lot of redundant information, so you have like the same logo stuff, and then the website, they're already on your website, so there's no real reason to put the website in here. um, Make your dream, I think that does focus on the end result, which is good, but I just think the way that it's done, you can kind of improve that a lot. um, and then stuff like this comes across as very where it moves and stuff, it comes across as very spammy or salesy rather than consultative and helpful. And I think, like, making that switch to becoming the expert is a position is like a it's a positioning where you want to stay away from the salesy feeling, right? In order to be the trusted person, otherwise they're going to feel like, oh, you're just trying to sell me, and yeah. So I mean, that's kind of, I would kind of like look at, what does this accomplish, with each thing. And I do like how you have different projects set up here, where you're showing this type of thing. One thing I would recommend is putting, like, on your projects page, like, it's kind of a gallery. I would almost make it where they click in and they see like one project you've done and another project you've done, and then they can click into that project and then they can see all the pictures from there. And you could put like a title underneath of it, like edition build out in Norwell, Mass, and something like that. And then they click on either the image or the title, and it takes them in, and they can see all the pictures of that job. And this is stuff we can all set up. Not that you don't have to use me for any of this. This is a free, this is a free bit of advice. But if you're interested, we can do that. So, yeah, and I think that's most of. Actually, you do have a different header here, which is actually more visible. Um, so yeah. Um, hmm. Yeah, and this piece here, this takes up a lot of vertical space, but doesn't really, you know. So I think that's like wasted There's a lot of white space, too much white space in there. But there's things that can be fixed. But I think that's probably the bulk of it, is really the communication and stuff, and making that a lot more clear. So I like to have testimonials here. That's good, and seemingly a lot of them. So yeah, that's great. Um, Cool. So here's my information. You can, if you're interested, bluephoenix.net. If you go to the bottom here, I tend to do things strategy, branding, marketing, and web design. And the reason I'm showing you this is because you want to start with strategy, ideally, and then move to branding, and then to marketing, and then to web design. Although I can drop in anywhere in this, in this mix, and we can start wherever you need. Um, but ideally, you want your branding to be built on strategy, right? And you want your marketing to reflect that branding, which was built on your strategy, built on the strategy, the brand strategy, and then there's also separate strategy for marketing, so you kind of want all that tied in, and then your web design should communicate that branding and marketing, which is built on your strategy. So so there is kind of a continuity to it, and we could discuss that more. But my phone number is 857-209-4495. You can text or call. And then you can set up a strategy session here, or you can email me at sales@bluephoenix.net, and we can discuss more of this. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And yeah, so feel free to reach out. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I appreciate your time, and have a good day.